When you think about a beautiful beach, you'll probably picture yourself sunbathing on perfectly white or golden yellow sand and enjoying the scenic views of the ocean, right? But sometimes you may discover some weird things washing up ashore that could even shake your wildest beach imaginations. Today, we're going to tell you about the 10 most astonishing discoveries along seashores. Number 10. The Somerton Man. Nowadays, with advanced forensic science and the latest technological resources, most murders aren't that difficult to solve, but back in 1948, an unknown man was found dead on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia. The case later turned into Australia's greatest cold mystery. 70 years later, the story still remains unsolved. Interested to know how it all began? An unidentified corpse that was nicely suited, booted, and having grey eyes with fair hair was found resting against a nearby wall at the beach. The deceased wasn't carrying any belongings or any kind of identification on him. The only thing investigators discovered was a cryptic note rolled tightly in the waistband of the man's pants, bearing the words "Tamam Shud," which roughly translates to the word "the end" or "finished." A post-mortem revealed some traces of a poison as well in the 40-year-old body. Police began an investigation that was never closed, probably because of the reason that no one has ever come forward to identify the body, and there were no positive matches with available fingerprints or dental records. Recently, South Australian Attorney General has granted approval to reopen the case in hope that new technology will finally provide the answers needed to crack one of Australia's most infamous cold cases. Fingers crossed. Number 9. A Harley Davidson. Did you know a motorcycle rode the tsunami? In April 2012, a Canadian was exploring the coast of isolated Graham Island in British Columbia when he stumbled across a half-buried rusted Harley Davidson motorcycle in the sand. Even more surprising was that the motorbike had a Japanese license plate. Experts found out that it had been swept out to sea during the devastating tsunami that hit the northern coast of Japan on March 11, 2011. But how did a motorcycle land there in the first place? A cargo ship lost one of its containers overboard while battling with heavy swells in the sea. That container floated almost 4,000 miles across the ocean and washed ashore with this legendary bike resting in it. With the help of Japanese media and bike's license plates, the Harley-Davidson staff were able to track down the bike's original owner, a 29-year-old man, Ikuo Yokoyama, and to his surprise, the company offered him a brand new motorcycle to replace the one he'd lost in the tsunami. Ikuo was humbled, but he didn't accept the offer. Instead, he requested the authorities to put the remains of the bike on a display at the museum. This way, people can offer their condolences and tribute to the still fresh wounds of the disaster that rocked the nation. Number 8. Two-headed whales. Two heads are better than one, but certainly not when they're on the top of the same skeleton. It would be terrifying to see, right? In 2014, marine scientists spotted a unique conjoined twin grey whale that was washed ashore at the Ojo de Libre Lagoon in Mexico. This incredibly rare example of a Siamese whale measured only 2.1 meters in length and thought to have been a premature birth at sea, because a full-grown whale would measure up to 3 to 5 meters approximately. However, it's unknown whether the mother had survived the birth or ended up being dead, same as its twin offspring. This Siamese pair is the first ever documented case of conjoined twins which were attached along their stomachs. There's also been a lot of speculation that this two-headed whale could be a result of genetic mutation caused by nuclear radiation that's making its way across the Pacific Ocean from the Fukushima power plant in Japan. Local health authorities in California had categorically denied the involvement of any such harmful rays that could affect aquatic creatures in the Pacific Ocean. So tell us, would you be concerned next time if the seafood on your plate is from the Pacific Ocean? Number 7. Priceless whale vomit. You would have probably heard about pure gold, white gold or black gold. Did you know about floating gold? This is the grossest thing that could ever yield tons of money. Apparently it existed in the beaches of Europe. This rare whale vomit is considered as floating gold, and what surprised us is that the gold doesn't glitter and instead looks like a rock that smells. This rare stone is spat out by sperm whales, and to make it more disgusting, let me tell you that technically this vomit is more like poop, because it comes from the same place as poop. Interestingly, this vomit stone is used in making perfumes, and chunks of it can cost up to a whopping $70,000. In 2013, unemployed Ken Williams found a piece of whale's vomit, which instantly gave him $180,000. Before you hit the beach and embark on your career in whale vomit retrieval, you should know that this rare commodity could take up to 20 years to get to the desired nature, and moreover, the trade of it is also banned in the US, because of unscrupulous businessmen trying to artificially extract the gold out of whales, which can endanger this species. Number 6. The mystery of MH370. The mystery surrounding this ill-fated Malaysian airplane accident has been a focus of continued investigation for many years and has been widely discussed in feverish public speculations and wildest theories related to how and why it disappeared. Famously known as MH370, this doomed airplane took off from Kuala Lumpur in March 2014, sadly never to return. The disappearance of MH370, which vanished from air traffic controller radar while flying over the Indian Ocean, remains one of aviation's biggest unsolved mysteries to date. In November 2018, 4 years after this tragic air incident, an American adventurer discovered some distinctive pieces of plane debris that were washed up on the eastern coast of Madagascar. The torn metal pieces that appear to be part of the plane wings were identified as leftovers from MH370 body. With other pieces of jet remains, passenger belongings like empty backpacks and purses were also discovered on the beach. However, relevant authorities believe that the evidence is still inconclusive, but it could eventually be a promising lead to locate the final resting place of the doomed airplane. All we can do is hope that these physical evidences can soon unravel the mystery behind the MH370 disappearance. Number 5. A beach of bombs. Have a look at this extraordinary footage from the mid-1960s. A bomb disposal unit is neutralizing a huge bomb right in the center of the beach. And what's amazing to see is that common people roam around the seaside seem to overlook this extraordinary event as if it was a routine occurrence. Between 1940 and 1945, over 2.7 million bombs were dropped from the European skies, where a surprising number of which fell to the earth without exploding. But soon after the end of the war, this endless supply of undetonated Nazi bombs started to emerge, mainly on beaches and the stony shorelines of Britain. But how on earth could this be possible? Thanks to the strong ocean currents and occasional sea storms that suck these lethal explosives from the ocean bed and pump them ashore. So, if by any chance on your next trip to the beach you discover any one of these time-ticking bombs, immediately inform authorities. The high atmospheric pressure and extremely low tides on shorelines may help these bombs to self-detonate in a very short period of time. Number 4. Shark murder mystery. Classic murder mysteries would sound boring when you hear about the unsolved murder mystery of great white sharks. In 2017, marine researchers found the bodies of 3 great white sharks that had washed ashore along South Africa's Western Cape province. Shockingly, all of these dead sharks were mysteriously missing their livers, testicles and greater portion of a stomach. The animal autopsy report revealed that organs were removed with almost surgical precision. No one in the locals reported any kind of suspicious activity on the beach, and later turned out to be a crime scene. The possibility, though, of human involvement was eventually ruled out in this mammal murder case. Furthermore, a thorough examination of the wounds and the carcass led investigators to believe a possible attack of orcas on the sharks. In connection to this, a video was made public which shows orcas attacking a tiger shark. However, without any substantial evidence, it's difficult to know if the white sharks were alive or dead when attacked by orcas. Anyway, whatever the reason, losing a great white shark is always heartbreaking. Number 3. A giant eyeball. You've probably heard the phrase, an eye for an eye, but today we're going to tell you about this weird discovery of a lone giant eyeball. In 2018, a terrifyingly mysterious eyeball was found by a beachcomber on a Florida beach, as if Florida needed anything else weird. Instead of freaking out and whisking it away, the fine citizen acted calmly and handed this terrifying discovery to the local marine authorities for further investigation. Initially, it was speculated that the eye could have belonged to a deep water sea creature with the ability to grow huge in size, like a giant squid or a colossal whale. Researchers from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission investigated the specimen thoroughly with genetic testing, and based on color, bone size and eye structure, it was concluded that the eyeball is most likely detached from a large swordfish. Finally, resting all the rumors of an eye belonging to an infamous Montauk sea monster. However, marine scientists still consider it an unusual situation where an eye would be found independent of any other body part. Number 2. The Montauk Monster. Ever heard of the Montauk Monster? No? In July 2008, sea waves exuded a ghastly creature on the shore of Ditch Plains, a popular surfing beach on the Montauk Peninsula. The so-called Montauk Monster carcass was spotted by 3 women who took snaps of this bloated, bruised carcass that appeared to have been scorched by the sun. Photographs immediately went viral and revolted millions who laid their unfortunate eyes upon it. Some folks believe it could either be a coyote-like rodent or a sea turtle that was deceased and had been in the sea for a while. A wise guess also includes the possibility of a raccoon. But later on, all these made-up stories were put to an end by the autopsy report, which revealed that it was a hairless sloth that had reached the bloated stage of decomposition. Number 1. The immortal serpent. Serpents are some of the oldest and most widespread mythological symbols, but seeing a real-life 32-foot-long serpent would be enough to send chills down your spine. Take a look at this incredible footage that our team has recently discovered. At first glance, it looks like a giant sea serpent carcass has been washed ashore, and the gentleman next to it seems quite excited about his discovery. But guess what? This strange-looking creature is entirely fake. Actually, it was a stuffed figure of a giant sea serpent that was put on a display at the beach site. The creator of it is a well-known Japanese artist, Dr. Takashi Yamada. Belonging to a proud samurai family, Yamada has been creating fake mythical creatures and supernatural specimens for over 5 decades. He's credited to craft an entire species of mythological characters out of organic and inorganic material. His collection includes a 2-headed baby, mermaid baby, octopus baby, lobster baby, penguin baby, and 3-headed baby. His is not just a figure of speech. The 6 rogue taxidermy infants are made from Yamada's own skin. A nasty project, isn't it? Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch up my next video.